So you have a budget of $1,000 for video equipment. What do you buy? In this video, I'm going to be talking about everything that you need to purchase to create great videos for only $1,000. Before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell for more videos about editing tips, church video creation, and behind the scenes on how I create videos for my church. So first, this does not include a computer or an editing software. This has nothing to do with post-production. This is all production, not really pre-production, but production and solely video equipment. But I do recommend Final Cut Pro 10 or Adobe Premiere Pro for editing softwares. And I personally would recommend a MacBook Pro. I'll link one in the description below, the exact one I use. It's a 2017 model. But if you have an Apple computer, so iMac, Mac Mini, Air, MacBook Air, or a MacBook Pro, I don't know how well the Air can run Final Cut Pro, but I definitely recommend Final Cut Pro for Apple computers. And if you don't have an Apple, you can either get DaVinci, which I believe is a free editing software. There's a Pro version, I believe, but I think you can get the free one, or upgrade to Adobe Premiere Pro for editing. But let's actually get into the camera equipment. So let's go ahead and put $1,000 in one of the corners. I don't know where I'm putting it, but this is the amount we're trying to basically get to zero to prove that you can get really good equipment for $1,000. So the first thing on the list is a camera, and I have listed the Panasonic G7, which I'm actually using right now, and it comes with the 14 to 42 millimeter lens, which is really nice. It's the kit lens, but I've been using this lens since I bought it, and the only other one I've bought is the 25 millimeter, and then with my church, they bought the 12 to 60 millimeter because I got them to buy a few G9s and also a G7 because I'm very familiar with Panasonic and I love the cameras that they make, and I have used this one for 3 years, upcoming on 3 years, and it still works great. And I've dropped this thing. It's like not virtually indestructible, but I've done some damage to it, okay? I've taken it on a zip line, I've taken it to youth camps, the zip line was at youth camp. I filmed so many videos with this thing. I've dropped it just on concrete before, and this thing still somehow records and it still works. So I definitely recommend this one. It'll last you years, and it's only, what is it, like $590, $799? I think I got the price on that right. I did. Wow. I did. Wow. I wasn't looking at it whenever I said that, so I feel pretty proud about that. So let's go ahead and drop the price, negative $597.99, and we only have 402.01 left. So we still got a while to go, but I thought we'd just get right into it and just annihilate the first major piece of equipment that we need to buy to create videos. Number 2, you need a tripod. And I actually recently just did a video about this tripod, so I'll link it in the YouTube card and in the description below. But it's the geek-to 77-inch tripod, and I actually have it right here. It's this guy. You guys may remember this if you've seen the video. But this thing I've also had for a few years, and it's really good, like insanely good. Watch the video for more details on everything about this tripod. But this is the one I would definitely recommend. It's only $79.99, so very affordable, gets up to 77 inches, and it's also metal. But again, watch the video if you want more details about this, but this is what I recommend for the tripod that you need. So now that we have $322.02 left, the next thing is lighting. Now, I wasn't going to pick a light kit because that would run around the more $150 range, and there's still a few more things after this that we need for the $1,000 video equipment budget. But one of the most important things besides the camera is actually one of the other parts of AVL, which is audio, video, and lighting, and that is the light. Now, I'm using a ring light. I believe it's from Newer. I think it's from Newer. I'm not sure, but I will be linking to a newer one because I don't believe they sell the one I have anymore, but mine's an 18-inch, and I will be linking to an 18-inch option, but I can go ahead and show you guys what it would look like if this ring light was the only light on. So right now, this is the only light. Let me actually turn it up. I mean, it's pretty soft at where it is right now. Hopefully it'll adjust. But this light is insanely bright, and for how much is it? What is this? What are we doing here? For $90.99, I'm gonna turn it back down. It's really bright. There, that's probably a good level. For $90.99, this is a pretty good look for lighting, and that's also if you're not planning on filming outside. But I would try to film outside or in an area where there already is lighting. But I went ahead and threw this into the $1,000 budget just because there are some scenarios where you don't have any external light and you need your own light source. Okay, how are we going to do this? Okay. Whew. Now that we only have $231.03 left, the next thing is an SD card. Wow, that flew. That was not supposed to happen. That was supposed to be kind of cool. Grab one from back here. It's supposed to, you do like the thing with the sleeve thing, and then you kind of like drop it out, and then you have it. Well, I did it, but it like flew. I'm going to have to find out later. Great. Gosh dang it. But I am recommending a 128 gigabyte option, which I'm actually using the one that I'm mentioning, that I'm linking to. But I have this just as an example, but it's only 16 gigabytes. Don't judge me. I don't even know. I don't know. But for 128 gigabytes, it's only $29.99. Even if you don't need anything else I mention, that's a pretty good deal. $30 for 128 gigabytes. That's just not that bad. I would go get it. I have one, so I've done it. So now we only have $201.04 left. And we are now talking about the final thing in AVL, which is, I almost said video, which is audio. And I'm recommending the Rode Video Micro microphone, which is actually the one I'm using. Wow, that was loud. Right now. So the audio that you're hearing is straight from this microphone. Straight from this mic. And this is the one I've been using on the channel for, I guess this is only the third video at the moment, but this is the one I've been using, and this is my second one. I gave the first one away to a video creator, but they love it. I loved it, and I bought another one because I loved how great it was. So it's only, how much is it? What, $59.99? No, it's just $59. $59. To get this sounding audio. And I do have an extension cable that's not in the budget, but you can buy just a audio extension cable. It's the 3mm audio jack cable, the TRS, not the TRRS, TRS. And I'll go ahead and link it underneath this mic, but it's not a part of the budget, so it's not getting deducted. But let's go and deduct $59 from the total. Wow, okay. We only got $142.04 left. Next is actually a second mic, and you may be wondering, why are you including a second mic? Well, different microphones call for different shoots. No, that was wrong. Different shoots require different microphones. So you already have your shotgun mic that kind of picks up, well, it's not really a shotgun mic, it picks up it's an omnidirectional basically. But you have that microphone that can pretty much mount on top of your camera, but you also need a lavalier mic, and I recommend the Rode SmartLav Plus. This is only $64.99, which for a lavalier mic, that's not that bad, and you can actually just plug this straight into your phone, and I don't know if you either download an audio recording app by Rode, or you can just use voice memos if you have Apple. I believe either work. Don't quote me on that though, but I think both work. But for only $64.99, having a smart lav or just a lavalier mic is great, because then you tuck the cable under the shirt, clip this to the collar or somewhere else on the shirt, and then you can have a microphone right here, so if they're standing really far away, they can be wireless and you can be able to hear them clearly. I'll go ahead and do a test of what this sounds like so that you guys know in comparison to this microphone. Okay, so this is the test of the Rode Video Micro. The audio, I really like it, but now let's go ahead and listen to the audio for the Rode SmartLav Plus. So here's the test of the Rode SmartLav Plus. This microphone is obviously used under different scenarios. You guys can watch this one video or a clip of it that I made recently where I had to have a smart lav or a lavalier mic, and I couldn't have used one of these.
At Elevate Youth, we are being called higher. That is what the name Elevate is all about. God gave us a vision at the very beginning.
As you can see, I wasn't right up next to him. I had to have him mic'd up separately with a separate audio recorder in his pocket so that I could move at a distance, which is why this microphone is really nice to have. As opposed to this guy, this has to just be either mounted on the camera if you're moving, or on a stand, not being able to move unless you have a separate person doing audio, which for church stuff is almost unnecessary, especially if you try to do it on your own. Beats the purpose entirely. Just like this does, because this mic's not even on. But definitely recommend getting both microphones because you will probably run into different projects where you need both at different times. 7705. That's what we're at now. And the next thing I'm recommending is a TRS to TRRS adapter. Why am I recommending this? Well, you need this adapter to connect the smart lav to your phone because, not your phone, to your camera. You definitely need it when you connect to your camera. I can't remember if you need it for your phone. I believe you don't. I think your camera can, or your phone can do TRRS. But you definitely need this to film with the camera, so I'd go ahead and buy it anyway. You connect it right there, then you can plug this into your camera, and then you can just have your lavalier mic plugged into your camera, not have to sync up audio. And this comes in at $19, which is a decent price for an adapter, but for being able to actually hook this up to your camera, not have to sync up audio in post, like let's say you don't have a great editing software and you can't sync up audio, I would go ahead and buy this just to have one video and audio file. Okay, we are at 5805, okay? The next thing is a microphone stand. Like you kind of just saw, this guy is on a stand, and it's not quite a boom pole, it's more like a traditional microphone stand that you guys probably have at your church, or that you've seen at churches or at concerts, things like that, where they just pretty much just hold a standard mic and nothing fancy. This isn't like a C stand or anything like that to any means, but it does hold my microphone, which is the whole entire point of the stand. And the one I found is $26.99, so we're going to deduct that from the remaining budget that we have. We're almost done, but I would definitely recommend getting a mic stand so that you can move your microphone closer, and you will have to get the extension cable to take full advantage of the stand. Okay, we have $31.06 left. That's not that much. So the last thing that I will recommend, well, kind of the last thing I'll recommend, is a AC adapter. And that might sound a little weird. That's not the correct term for it. It's a DC power coupler. That's the term I was looking for. Basically what you can do, and they have different versions for different cameras, so if you don't end up going with the Panasonic G7, you'll have to look into it on your own and find a different power coupler. But what you can do, this is one of my favorite purchases ever. Oh, gosh darn it, I don't have the actual, it must be upstairs or downstairs. It must be downstairs. Well, basically, I'll find it for the B-roll, but you can get, there's this thing that you plug in, man, gosh, that's annoying. There's this piece that you plug in that looks exactly like the battery, and you can insert it into the camera, plug this into the wall, and then basically have your camera plugged into the wall so you don't have to worry about battery life, like I'm having to worry about because my camera's about to die. So that's just great. I'll have to use this whenever I film B-roll, but not whenever I'm filming B-roll of this. But that costs $25.99. We only have $5.07 left. $5.07. Yeah, 507 left. So you can either do two things. You can either just not spend the 507. Now, if your church is giving you this budget, I recommend not doing this. But if this is just you know, going buying video equipment freely as videographers do, such as myself, I would recommend just going to Starbucks and finding something that is $5.07. So here's what I got at Starbucks.
What can I get for you today?
I had a mobile order for Jonathan Phillips.
For, what's the name, sir?
Jonathan Phillips.
John?
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna open the window for you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
See, if you mobile order, it makes it so much faster.
Everything that I mentioned will be listed in the description below, listed in the order that I mentioned them. If you guys have any church media related questions or questions about any of the products that I mentioned in this video, definitely leave those questions or comments in the comment section below. Please give this video a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe for more videos about church media, and thanks for watching.